Welcome to my channel Valuable Coins, All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. Today, we're going to talk about one very special coin that might be hiding in plain sight. It's the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it looks just like any other quarter, but this one has a story. A story full of history, mystery, and value. And by the end of this video, you'll know why some collectors are willing to pay up to $144,000 for it. The year 1965 was an important one in American history. The country was changing, technology was moving fast, and even coins were part of that change. Before 1965, quarters were made of silver. But then something changed. The price of silver started going up, and the US government had a problem. People were hoarding silver coins. They were worth more as metal than money. So, the government made a big decision. They passed the Coinage Act of 1965. This act removed silver from quarters and replaced it with a new material. That's when the copper-nickel quarter was born. The 1965 quarter was the very first one made with this new metal. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 1965 quarters were made correctly. During the transition, a few quarters were accidentally made using the old silver planchets. These mistakes are extremely rare, but they exist. If you find a 1965 quarter that was struck on a silver planchet, you might be holding something truly special. These rare errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. One even sold for over $7,000 now. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that's supposed to be common, but it's actually a mistake from history. That's what makes the 1965 quarter so exciting for collectors. Some of these coins even have doubled images. This means that parts of the coin's design were stamped twice. It's called a double die, and it makes the coin even more valuable. The words on the coin might look blurry or doubled. If you see that, don't spend the coin. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Other coins from 1965 were made off-center. That means the design isn't right in the middle of the coin. It might be pushed to one side. These are also mistakes from the mint, and collectors love them. The more off-center the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. And then, there's the grade. Not all coins are in the same condition. Some coins are scratched, worn out, or dirty. But some are perfect. These are called mint-state coins. If you have a 1965 quarter that's in perfect condition, it could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. In fact, one perfect 1965 quarter sold for almost $3,000. The best part is, these coins are still out there. People use them every day without even knowing. They buy snacks, pay for parking, or drop them in jars. But if you take the time to look closely, you might just find one of these hidden treasures. So why are some collectors willing to pay $144,000 for a 1965 quarter? Because it's not just a coin. It's a piece of American history. It's a rare mistake. It's a perfect survivor from a time of change. And most of all, it's something that everyone wants but only a few can have. That's what makes the 1965 Washington quarter dollar so special. And who knows? Maybe you'll find one today. Check your pockets. Look in your drawers. Search through old jars of change. Because that one simple coin that you almost didn't notice could be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 2. Coins have always fascinated collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Among these, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar stands out as a coin with a rich history, distinctive design, and intriguing variations that continue to captivate numismatists. Let's embark on a journey to explore the story of this remarkable coin. In 1982, the United States Mint produced the Washington quarter in 3 distinct versions, each with its unique characteristics. The Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P Mint mark, struck approximately 500.9 million quarters. Denver Mint, marked with a D, produced around 480 million quarters. Lastly, the San Francisco Mint crafted about 3.8 million proof quarters, bearing the S Mint mark. These figures provide insight into the vast circulation and availability of the 1982 Washington quarter. The design of the 1982 quarter remained faithful to the original concept introduced in 1932. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait, crafted by John Flanagan, graces the coin. The reverse showcases an eagle with wings spread, also designed by Flanagan. The coin specifications include a weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which was standard for quarters of that era. While the 1982 quarter is abundant in circulation, certain factors can significantly enhance its value among collectors. The coin's condition plays a pivotal role. Uncirculated coins, especially those graded mint state 66, MS66, or higher, are considered rare and can command impressive prices. For instance, a 1982 P quarter graded MS68 fetched a remarkable $10,200 at auction in 2019. Similarly, a 1982 D quarter graded MS67 Plus sold for $4,242 in 2015, underscoring the premium placed on high-quality specimens beyond pristine condition. Specific errors can make a 1982 quarter exceptionally valuable. One notable error is the double die obverse, where elements of the design appear doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. Such coins can attract prices ranging from $100 to $500, depending on the severity of the error. Another intriguing variation is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned, leaving a blank crescent. The value of these errors escalates with the degree of misalignment, with some pieces fetching up to $1,645 at auctions for those fortunate enough to possess a 1982 S-proof quarter. There's potential for value, especially if the coin exhibits the double die obverse error. A 1982 S quarter with this error, graded at PR68, is valued at around $150, while a perfect PR69 example can be worth approximately $800. These figures highlight the importance of examining proof coins for such anomalies. It's also worth noting that while the 1982 quarter is not composed of silver, certain errors can lead to significant premiums. For example, a 1982 D quarter with a double die reverse error, particularly noticeable in the letters of quarter, can be valuable. Such coins, depending on their condition, can range from $10 in about uncirculated $50 Australian dollars to $75 in gem mint state, MS65. In summary, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar, though widely circulated, offers a plethora of opportunities for collectors. From high-grade uncirculated coins to those with unique minting errors, the variations are both numerous and captivating. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, keeping an eye out for these distinctive quarters can be both rewarding and educational. Top 3. Coins have always held a special place in the hearts of collectors and history enthusiasts. Among these, the 1996 Washington quarter dollar stands out as a coin with a rich history, distinctive design, and intriguing variations that continue to captivate numismatists. Let's embark on a journey to explore the story of this remarkable coin. In 1996, the United States Mint produced the Washington quarter in 3 distinct versions, each with its unique characteristics. The Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P Mint mark, struck approximately 925 million quarters. The Denver Mint, marked with a D, produced around 907 million quarters. Lastly, the San Francisco Mint crafted about 1.75 million proof quarters, bearing the S Mint mark. These figures provide insight into the vast circulation and availability of the 1996 Washington quarter. The design of the 1996 quarter remained faithful to the original concept introduced in 1932. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait, crafted by John Flanagan, graces the coin. The reverse showcases an eagle with wings spread, also designed by Flanagan. The coin specifications include a weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which was standard for quarters of that era. While the 1996 quarter is abundant in circulation, certain factors can significantly enhance its value among collectors. The coin's condition plays a pivotal role. Uncirculated coins, especially those graded mint state 68, MS68, or higher, are considered rare and can command impressive prices. For instance, a 1996 P quarter graded MS68 fetched a remarkable $1,998 at auction in 2012. Similarly, a 1996 D quarter graded MS68 sold for $447 in 2013, underscoring the premium placed on high-quality specimens beyond pristine condition. Specific errors can make a 1996 quarter exceptionally valuable. One notable error is the double die obverse, where elements of the design appear doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. Such coins can attract prices ranging from $100 to $500, depending on the severity of the error. Another intriguing variation is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned, leaving a blank crescent. The value of these errors escalates with the degree of misalignment, with some pieces fetching up to $1,645 at auctions. Die cracks are another form of error found in 1996 quarters. These occur when there's a crack in the die used to strike the coin, resulting in a raised line on the coin's surface. While common die cracks along the perimeter are often seen, those occurring in less typical areas are rarer and can be of particular interest to collectors. However, it's important to note that while these errors add uniqueness, they may not significantly increase the coin's value. For those fortunate enough to possess a 1996 S-proof quarter, there's potential for value, especially if the coin exhibits high-quality characteristics. A perfect PR70 deep cameo example can be worth approximately $800. Highlighting the importance of examining proof coins for such anomalies. It's also worth noting that while the 1996 quarter is not composed of silver, certain errors can lead to significant premiums. For example, a 1996 P quarter with a die crack error, particularly noticeable from the wreath through the E and R and quarter to the rim, adds a unique touch to the coin. While such a coin might sell for around $10, its distinctive feature makes it a cherished piece for many collectors. In summary, the 1996 Washington quarter dollar, though widely circulated, offers a plethora of opportunities for collectors. From high-grade uncirculated coins to those with unique minting errors, the variations are both numerous and captivating. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, keeping an eye out for these distinctive quarters can be both rewarding and educational. Top 4. We're talking about the 1971 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that looks ordinary but has a story that makes it one of the most surprising finds in the world of coin collecting. Some of these coins have been valued as high as $115,000. And it's all real. The year 1971 was a time of change in America. The country had just landed men on the moon a couple of years earlier, technology was advancing, and the world was shifting fast. In the middle of all that change, the U.S. Mint continued doing what it had always done, producing coins. But some of those coins, especially the Washington quarter from that year, ended up being far more than just loose change. Let's go back for a moment to understand where this coin came from. The Washington quarter had been around since 1932. It was created to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design on the front of the coin, or the obverse, features a profile of Washington's head, which was originally sculpted by John Flanagan. This design remained on the quarter for decades, including in 1971. On the back, or reverse side, you'll see an eagle standing strong, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, a powerful image of peace and strength. Now, most 1971 quarters were made from a copper-nickel blend. They weren't made of silver like earlier quarters from before 1965. But even without silver, something about the 1971 quarter makes it stand out. In fact, several things do. And this is where the story gets very interesting. There are certain errors and variations in coins that make them incredibly valuable. In 1971, a small number of Washington quarters were struck with mistakes. Some had doubling in the design, where the letters or numbers appear twice due to a misalignment in the minting process. This is called a double die. It's rare, it's hard to find, and collectors go crazy for it. If you see a quarter from 1971 and notice that the words Liberty or In God We Trust look like they're doubled or blurry, don't spend it. That little mistake could be worth thousands. Other 1971 quarters were struck off-center. That means the image on the coin isn't perfectly aligned. Part of the design might be missing or shifted toward the edge. While this seems like a mistake that would make the coin less valuable, the opposite is true. These minting errors make the coin rare, and rarity is the secret to value in coin collecting. But there's one more thing that makes the 1971 quarter even more special. A few of them were accidentally struck on silver planchets, blanks that were left over from earlier years. That's right. Even though the U.S. Mint had officially stopped using silver in quarters after 1964, a few silver blanks slipped through and were used in 1971. These coins are nearly identical to regular quarters, but they're heavier and they sound different when dropped. If you have one of these rare silver 1971 quarters, you could be holding a piece worth tens of thousands. Collectors are always looking for high-grade versions of the 1971 quarter. That means coins that have never been used in everyday circulation. They don't have scratches, wear, or dirt. They look like they just came from the mint. These coins are graded by professional services, and the best of the best, those graded at Mint State 67 or higher, can sell for unbelievable prices. In fact, one incredibly well-preserved 1971 quarter sold for $115,000 at auction. That's right, $115,000 for a single coin that once could have bought a soda. So the question is, how can you tell if your 1971 quarter is valuable? Start by looking closely. Check for doubling in the letters and numbers. Look for off-center images or strange lines that might show a die crack. Hold the coin in your hand and feel its weight. Listen to the sound it makes when you drop it gently on a table. A silver coin sounds different than a copper-nickel one. And if you think you might have something special, take it to a coin expert or get it graded. You never know what treasure you might be holding. Even though millions of 1971 quarters were made, only a tiny handful are valuable today. That's what makes this story so exciting. It means that right now, sitting in a pocket, a coin jar, or an old wallet, there might be a 1971 Washington quarter that's worth a fortune. A coin that most people overlook. A coin that could change someone's life. And the beauty of it all? Anyone could find one. You don't have to be a collector or a historian. You just have to be curious. You just have to look. The next time you see a quarter with the date 1971, pause for a second. Take a closer look. Because that simple coin might just be one of the rarest in existence. And if you're lucky, it could be worth as much as $115,000. Top 5. Today, we're going to talk about one very special coin. The 1990 United States of America Washington quarter dollar. It looks just like any other quarter, but some versions of this coin are worth much, much more. In fact, one rare version has been valued at up to $88,000. Let's go back to 1990. The year was filled with big changes. Technology was evolving, music was changing, fashion was loud and colorful. The world felt full of possibility. And through all of that, the U.S. Mint continued to do its job, creating coins for everyday use. Among these coins was the 1990 Washington quarter. Just a regular coin in the hands of millions of people. But some of those coins, just a small number, were not regular at all. Some had mistakes. Some had perfect condition. Some were different in a way that most people would never notice. But collectors? They noticed. The Washington quarter had already been around for decades by then. Since 1932, the coin had honored George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design had become iconic. On the front, or obverse, was Washington's strong profile, facing left. The word liberty above his head. The year, 1990, below his neck. And the phrase, "In God we trust," to the left side. On the back, or reverse, was the mighty bald eagle, wings spread, clutching a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below. A powerful symbol of strength and peace. That design hadn't changed for a long time. And because of that, most people didn't even look twice. But they should have. In 1990, the U.S. Mint created these quarters at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia quarters have no mint mark. The Denver coins have a D mint mark. And the San Francisco coins, made for collectors, have an S mint mark and are proof coins, with a shiny mirror-like finish. Most of these coins were made for daily use. Most were used to buy snacks, make change at the store, or tossed into parking meters. But a few, just a very few, were different. Some had errors during the minting process. And these errors made those coins extremely rare. And when something is rare, it becomes valuable. One of the most interesting types of rare 1990 quarters are those with a double die error. This happens when the coin's design is stamped more than once, slightly off from the first time. It makes the letters and numbers look blurry or doubled. And while it may look like a simple mistake, collectors go crazy for this kind of thing. A double die on the words "In God we trust" or the date can make a quarter worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And they're hard to find. But they're out there. Another kind of error that makes the 1990 quarter valuable is the off-center strike. That's when the coin design is not placed in the middle, and part of it is missing. Some off-center quarters show as much as half the design missing, and that makes them even more desirable. The more off-center, the rarer the coin. And when you mix that with a clean, uncirculated condition, it's a jackpot. Then there's the rare full-step reverse error. Sometimes the eagle on the back is struck in a way that's not normal. The details might be too soft or too sharp in places they shouldn't be. These details matter because collectors know exactly what to look for. And if a coin is different in a special way, even if that way seems small, it can add up to big value. But perhaps the most surprising thing about the 1990 Washington quarter is the fact that a few of them, just a few, were minted using leftover planchets from earlier years. These special planchets had different metal compositions. Some even contained traces of silver. Now, remember, quarters hadn't been made from silver since 1964. So finding a 1990 quarter made on a silver planchet? That's like finding a needle in a haystack. But it happened. And when one was found, it sold at auction for over $80,000. That's right. A coin that looks like it's worth 25 cents turned out to be worth $88,000. So how do you know if your 1990 quarter is special? Start by checking its condition. Is it clean? Is it shiny? Does it have scratches? The better the condition, the more it's worth. Then, look at the mint mark. Check for any strange markings, doubling, or errors. Feel the weight. A silver coin is slightly heavier than a regular one. And if you really think you've got something rare, take it to a coin expert or send it to a grading company. They can tell you the real value of your coin. People around the world are now searching through old coins, going through jars, boxes, drawers, and wallets looking for that one special quarter. The one that's been hiding for years. The one that could change everything. Maybe you'll be the next lucky person to find one. Maybe it's already in your home. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know where the next treasure will be. So the next time you get a quarter and change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Because the 1990 Washington quarter dollar might look ordinary, but some versions of it are anything but. And if you find the right one, you might be holding a tiny piece of metal worth $88,000.